this road is seriously fucked. I actually got air there. I actually got air because the road was so fucked. And that bounced me out of the fucking seat. Jesus Christ.
Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
Oh, hello guys, how you doing? So, there could be a few reasons why you're here watching this video. 1, you're considering buying a Kawasaki ER-5. 2, you're trying to talk yourself out of buying an ER-5. 3, you like my videos for some unknown reason, probably Stockholm Syndrome. Or 4, you've fallen asleep at your computer and you've got autoplay turned on and this is just the next video in the list. Why, thank you. But anyway, here are the 5 things I hate about my ER-5. So let's start with the first thing. The gearbox. Oh my god, the fucking gearbox. Oh, I forgot this road's fucked as well. Slow down. Alright, buddy. Yeah, got a wave. Yeah, the gearbox. First gear, getting it out of neutral into first gear, it's fine. Out of first into second is the clunkiest gear change I have ever felt in 5 years of riding. And I've had 2 proper shitters. So going into second gear on this thing, it's first, clunk, second. So that's a pain in the arse. Every other gear change, you're never 100% sure that you've actually put it in gear. It's got no click to it. You just lift it up and it's limp. It just kind of goes, that might be third, maybe 4, I don't know, figure it out. And then every now and then it will slip out of gear. I'll have put it into 5th gear and then it will just go 5th, 4, and it will just fucking go down a gear for no reason at all. So I do not like the gearbox on this thing. It is, oh, it's so annoying. Thing number 2 that I hate about this bike, the seat. The giant fucking, it's a commuter bike, so it's got a massive padded seat. Yes, it's comfortable, I'll give it that, but it's so fucking smooth. You can't put anything on that seat, it will slide off. Sometimes you get off the bike, you put your helmet on your seat, you can't because it will fall onto the fucking ground. You have to use your mirror, which you shouldn't do, and I'll get onto mirrors in a minute because, oh good god. But you'll sit up quite comfortably like this, then all of a sudden it will launch you about 6 inches forward and you've got your nuts inside your fuel tank. And if that's ever happened to you, you'll know that's not pleasant. In fact, that's quite painful. So the seat on this, yes, it's comfy, but it's so fucking slippery that you might not ever have kids. Thing number 3. I said I'd get onto the mirrors and here we are. The mirrors. The horrible, but ugly, giant chrome circular things. Now obviously you might be able to know this mirror does nothing where it is. It's so fucking loose. I've tightened it up as tight as it will go and it just fucking flaps about. So that's got nothing to do with the bike itself. That's because it's so fucking old and wasn't looked after for the first, I don't know, 10 years of its life. So that's just slightly fucked. But the mirror that works doesn't fucking work. Using that mirror, the right hand mirror, I can either see all of the other lane, so the cars coming towards me, I can see the back of them, or I can see my arm. There is no in between. For me to actually be able to see my lane behind me, I've got to kind of shift over this way and pull my arm in to see, and it's so fucking awkward. The left mirror, you can actually, in fact where it is now, where I've moved it to, I can see perfectly behind me. So that one works, that one doesn't. And also, when they put the mirrors on this bike, I don't know how they didn't think of this, but it drives me insane. Where that mirror is there, it's on the other side of the handlebar. This one's on top of the handlebar. They're not even. The mirrors sit like this. It's horrible. That's why one of them works and one of them doesn't. And me being me, I like everything to be symmetrical. It's just a little thing of mine. Everything has to be even, the same, symmetrical. That drives me fucking insane, and I will be getting rid of these mirrors because, oh, they're so fucking annoying, and oh, traffic. Now the fourth thing that doesn't just annoy me, it's fucking dangerous. It's the brakes on this thing, if you could even call them brakes. The engine does more braking than the actual brakes do. It's horrible. Oh my fucking god. It's Saturday. It's 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. There is no fucking need for there to be this much traffic around here. Oh, that's why. It's roadworks, isn't it? Yeah, we'll start off with the front brake for this, because the front brake is the most dangerous. Because most of the time, most people riding will do 70% of their braking with their front. And with this fucking front brake, you've got nothing for a good inch of play, just absolutely nothing. And you can't adjust it, I tried. And then all of a sudden, it will just fucking bite. The instant the brake actually catches, it fucking bites, and then there's nothing afterwards. You've just got no feel from it at all, and if you've got no brake feel, you don't know how much you're fucking braking, and it's dangerous. And the rear brake, it's a drum brake. That shows how old this bike is. I mean, a drum brake, fuck, they don't do them anymore. Not really anyway, few Chinese places do, but Kawasaki, they won't do drum brakes. I'm bored of this fucking car. That's better. But yeah, because it's a drum brake on the rear, it's either on or off. There is no in between. It's nothing, 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 lock. And again, it's fucking dangerous. Now the fifth thing that I hate about this bike, believe me, it's not the last one, but it's the last one I'm doing in a video because there isn't enough memory on my camera. The fifth thing is tyres. Obviously the tyres themselves, I've got decent tyres on here, but the sizing of the tyres, it's a 110 on the front and a 130 on the back. My RC390 that I had was a 120 and a 170, or was it a 160? It was a 160 or a 170 on the back, and those were small tyres. The 125, the WK125 Cruiser that I had, that was a 110 and a 140, but a 110 and a 130 on the rear. That's 125 level. This is the 500cc. It's got more power. Now the thing about having such small tyres is you can fucking flick it around like it's nothing. I mean, Jesus Christ. There's nothing to it. But you get to the edge of your tyre very fucking quickly. I haven't had this thing leant over a lot. Nowhere near what I had my RC390 at. And the chicken strips on this are nearly non-existent. Just because I'm pushing the tyres to their literal limit. Not the limit of what they will stand. The edge of the fucking tyre. I might be able to get a 140 on the back of this, but I won't get any bigger than that, and a 140 is still very small for a rear tyre on a bike with this much power. To be fair, it's an old bike. It's only, when it was brand new, it had 47 brake horsepower, which isn't a lot, but it doesn't weigh much. But it's an A2 bike, fit a restrictor in it. It's an A2 bike, but it's only 2 horsepower over the limit, so... And being 17 years old, I doubt it's putting out 49 horsepower. There's the bike from the brake, and then there's nothing. So there you go. There's the 5 things, or 5 of the things, I hate about my ER-5. Oh, the brakes are the worst one. So yes, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Apparently I've got some good videos. And if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It does help. And I'll catch you all in the next one, hopefully.
I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.